I think the ban on Twitter is uncalled for now. I understand the sentiment and the level of anger that people are feeling at the moment. But for me, and for most youths, Twitter is too important. So many people make money from Twitter, and removing it might be called economic sabotage. That is my own point of view. But when you look at the tweet that the president sent, you will see that some people reported it, and that is the major reason why it was out, not Twitter themselves. And secondly, another issue that we're having with Twitter, which myself I'm not happy about, was the fact that a lot of protests started on Twitter. A lot of protests started on Twitter. NSAS, we lost control of NSAS because of Twitter. We had control of NSAS first because of Twitter, but then we lost it again because of the same Twitter. You know, when people were trying to raise funds for NSAS, it was surprising to most of us that a company like Twitter, which has no local standing, was still promoting and marketing for people to give money to NSAS. That is the issue with Twitter, and that's how I feel about it. We understand that some egos might be bruised, but even when you are right, the way you will react might make you wrong. I keep saying so many things that as a leader, everything you do or don't do affects too many people at once. So for them to now take that off so quickly, for me, I think it's irrational, and they did not think of another way of getting this thing through. Banning it is too extreme. You know, after NSAS, youths became something like monsters to most people. You know, we lost a lot of market value. We lost a lot of relationships because of NSAS, you know. And then now, when people see youths congregating or setting up something together, automatically they start to fear, because NSAS happened not too long ago. That is why maybe some people are feeling that they want to block June 12th. But nevertheless, I don't think that removing Twitter is going to stop a protest. I don't think so. Everybody has the right to protest, whether it's for a worthy cause or it's not for a worthy cause. But you don't have the right to now deny them the platform where they can say what they want to say. Because the issue is this: as a youth, where will I see the government to go and tell them my problem? But perhaps if I have a platform and I complain about it, and other youths say, yes, I have the same problem, now you see, like minds, we are coming together and we can find a solution. Social media is not just about writing things. It is far, far beyond that. Perhaps the government thinks it's just about news. No, it's a totally different way of life. So many people make their money on Twitter. So many people that don't have the courage to come out and fight against injustice get the courage on social media. That protection has now been violated. It has been violated. It's supposed to be a no-go area because the government can do what they want to do. But now this little thing that we have, you are taking it away because you are not happy. I wish they understood how many times Nigerians were angry with them. Did we remove them? Or did we ban them? We didn't. So they cannot just come and take it. We understand that you can take different measures. I feel maybe they can bring in some guidelines so that we can be able to understand where we are going with this. But a total ban is too extreme. Hate speech is everywhere. If it's not on Twitter, it may be on Facebook. That is how human beings are. So for me, and most of the people that have the same mindset with me, we think Twitter is not there for violence or protest or for fake news. No, it's a platform for youths like us to network, to find out about each other, to learn from each other. There is too much at stake for you to just ban this thing outright. What do we do next? That is the problem now. You know, if you asked me this some months ago, I would say protest. But today I cannot say it honestly. We saw what happened with NSAS. The issue is this. Anytime that you bring many youths in one place and you keep them in that same place for a long time, you are going to lose control. We are youth leaders and we know what we went through during NSAS. We had to bend over backwards. And even at that, it was not enough. So now, I cannot, in my right senses, tell people to come out and protest. It is too dangerous. This country has too many problems. And I think that we have to find another way to solve these issues. Because we have seen it. Protest does not even work. It just causes more problems. And for youths, it even reduces our market value. We are not trying to be a liability to the country. We are trying to be an asset to this country. But I think they don't see it that way. But that's our own position, actually. But for me, I don't think people should protest. I'm tired of protests. I'm tired of protests. We have to find a way. We have to find a way. Maybe there's no way now. But I think that if we sit down, and if truly the political will is there, we will find a way. Because there must be a connection between the youths and the government. That link has been broken. That is our responsibility as youth leaders, for us to connect youths and their government. But the situation that we find ourselves now is what is stopping us. We have to find a way. Maybe through the National Assembly, I don't know. I don't know. But we have to find a solution. If truly we have this will, we have to find a solution. Because protest is not a solution. The person that you want to see to make a request is going to run away from you. If you are protesting, it's too dangerous. I cannot, in my right senses, say that we should go out again and protest. I just can't. I think the government actually say a lot about security. But we have to understand that issues of security sometimes are not supposed to be made public. Because the complexity of the criminality in this country is too much. In this country, when you look at a problem, the first thing you should do is check whose political interest does this favor. And anytime that you mix politics with unnecessary things like religion, tribe, all this kind of stuff, you are going to have a problem. Some years ago, we were having issues in the Northeast. We nearly went mad. Now we are having issues in the Southeast. So have we gone forward or have we come backwards? The security of this country is in a very, very bad state. The issue is too many people have suffered, and I think they have gotten used to it. And they would rather be a nuisance because they understand that they might not get anything. So they go and join armed robbery, kidnapping. I'm a youth leader, but when you look at it truly, it's actually youths that do these things. They are disenfranchised. You're right. I think more can be done. I think the government is overstretched. I think the resources are minimal. And then foreign direct investment isn't coming in due to the cost of production in this country. If we had a lower cost of production in this country, a lot of people will have jobs. Because when you set up a company, you don't need to think about buying diesel or buying a generator. But because you have to spend your money on that, cost of production becomes high. And you see companies wanting to go to other countries like Ghana and other places, even in Africa. So the jobs are not enough. We need to stop looking at government for job. We need to stop looking at government for employment. That is not the primary assignment of the government. The government, should I say the president, swore to protect. That is the main thing. Not about giving people jobs. But yes, jobs are important. But we have to find a way of making youths independent. I don't want to look into that whole unemployment issue with the government. I think we have to find a way for us to be self-employed. I think you didn't get my point earlier. I didn't say government are not supposed to give jobs. I said that is not their primary responsibility. Their primary responsibility is to protect lives and property. But employment is important too. But for me, I feel that we need to find a way of being self-employed because that's the sustainable way to go. We are too many in this country for you to say that everybody is going to get a job with the government. The government, they don't have enough jobs to give you. They don't have enough money to give you. We are in a very, very bad situation right now in this country. I don't think we've ever had it this bad. We have never had it this bad. So for me, I think now we just have to move ahead and find a way of putting ourselves in a position that we can help ourselves, because if we continue waiting, we are not going to get anything. That's just my position. The way the system is built, it doesn't favor the poor man. In fact, when a man is trying to even rise, the system is organized in a way that they are going to stomp him and keep him in a certain level. As you said earlier, when youths are trying to become something, they block it. The truth is because they are afraid of youths. And many of them know that the day that youths are going to say, look, we are here. We have awoken to our responsibility to contribute our quota to this country. They know it's over for them. Let's tell ourselves the truth. So a youth is a very, very dangerous weapon. And the day that that weapon is going to be used, I'm telling you, this country might turn upside down. We have seen it in NSAS. We need to stop thinking about the next election every single time. When elections are over, it is now time for governance. Of course, there are better people than them. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. But the issue is that they are the ones that have the capacity. In this country, for you to go into an election, you must buy a ticket. If we don't find a way of making it free for youths, there's nothing that will change, because only a certain number of people can afford to go into elections. And the ones that cannot afford it and have somebody that is going to now sponsor that, they are mostly stooges and they have to pay back. So that is the reason why I said those people might not be going anywhere anytime soon. They have kept us in a certain position whereby we cannot come up and spend money for us to be able to compete with them. It's not a fair contest. So when you say PDP or APC, at the moment they are the only two parties that are actually strong in this country. They are the only ones. Any other party is just struggling. We would love to see it. For me, I would love to see a political party that is just youths, where we will choose who is going to be the president of this country. But today, if we say, let's bring out a youth, I can assure you, he does not have the money to buy the presidential ticket. If we are going to find a way, and we start working now, we start getting youths re-enfranchised to get back into the system, because it is their system, we get them to do their PVC. And once they do their PVC, we will have a higher number and we can actually calculate elections. We have to start being scientific when it comes to politics in this country. When you go abroad, you will see it. They have estimates. Here we don't have estimates because we don't have data. We need to do a massive registration for PVCs so that we know where everything is going to swing. So that if we say we want to go with party C instead of this party A and B, we will have the numbers and we can back it up. But as it is now, APC, PDP, They are the only ones that have the resources to put up a good fight. But for youths, they have to wait for their day, unless if we find a solution. We wrote to the National Assembly for them to make political parties give youths ticket for free. And the reaction that we got, I'm telling you, I'm not going to go back there again. Because they behaved as if we were coming to take away their food. And that is sabotage. The system has been sabotaged. We have to understand. If we don't find a way, as youths, of generating our own money and spending our own money, we are in very, very big trouble in this country. We have to come together. We have to come together in a responsible way. You see, I don't know whether you know about animals. There's this trend that happens in the safari where monkeys kidnap lion cubs and kill them. So scientists wanted to understand why they kept doing this. The reason is simple. Because when that lion grows up, he's going to eat that monkey. That is what I'm trying to say to you. That is a riddle. But I think it's straightforward. They are muscling you now so that you cannot come and defeat them later. That is just the simple truth. I have to tell youths to please stand down. They need to stand down. We need to find a better way of getting our ideas across. The way it's going now, we are just killing ourselves. We are just fighting ourselves. Those people that are in government, you are not going to see them. They are fully protected. You cannot allow those same people to now deceive you, to come out on the streets and attack your fellow youth. A person that is in your peer group. You have to stand down. I understand that youths are very angry and agitated. That is normal. But we need to stand down and find a responsible way of sorting our issues. We need to stop what we are doing now. These killings, these kidnappings, we need to find a way of stopping it. We need to find a way of stopping it. It goes back to exactly what I just said now. Nigeria has landlords. Nigeria has landlords. That's the problem. But if you want to go into the nitty-gritty of politics, you have to understand that politics is a very, very dangerous game in itself. Youths need to find a better way of coming into politics so that at least we can start getting some of these seats. If not, we are going to continue having issues. And as you said, yes, almost everything in this country, if you don't know, is politically motivated. There is nothing in this country that you cannot link to politics. Nothing. So everything is politically motivated. Everything. I am telling you now. We are sitting in the studio now. But don't be surprised that perhaps a person that brought in these goods from China used his own political influence to get these things here. That's Nigeria for you. Anybody that does not know that, then maybe he is naive. But every single thing is politically motivated. And if it is not politically motivated and it happens by coincidence, I can assure you, it will be politically appreciated. And that's the truth. Well, finally, for me, I need to let you know that we need to come together. We need to come together. We have to come together like this and fight for electoral reform. We have to come together like this so that people can understand our opinions on issues. We have to dialogue with the government when we see an opportunity for us to say what we want to say. In order for us to educate other people, we have to take that advantage. We have to understand that even though you are a youth, you can still be a statesman. I don't believe in the idea of an elder statesman. I feel that if you can add your own quota to the development of this country, you are a statesman. We need to start seeing ourselves as statesmen. That is my advice to the youth.